Before I went to South Africa, I was told two completely different stories. Story 1, Johannesburg is dangerous, dirty, don't go. Story 2, Cape Town is beautiful, safe, just go there. So naturally, I believed it. I thought Johannesburg would be the place I had to stay alert, and Cape Town would be smooth. I was wrong, because the city I was warned about wasn't the city that made me uneasy. And the one I thought would feel easy actually didn't. But the biggest surprise wasn't even about safety. It was about culture and about what felt present and what didn't. These two cities don't just look different, they feel different. And once I experienced both for myself, I realized I had misunderstood them completely. So let's talk about it from an American's perspective. Culture, aesthetics, people, and why these two cities feel like two different worlds. When I landed in Johannesburg, I expected tension. What I experienced instead was presence. So we've landed in South Africa, Johannesburg. You hear music, you see art, you feel history. At the mall, most of the people I met were South African. Conversations felt local. You could feel reverence for Nelson Mandela in real time. Not just in museums, but in how people spoke about him. Even walking through Soweto or the Apartheid Museum, there was no confusion about where I was. I was in Africa. It felt culturally rooted, not polished, not curated, rooted. Then I went to Cape Town, and visually, Cape Town is absolutely stunning. Beaches, mountains, luxury cars, lounges, high-end restaurants, wineries. It rivals Southern California. It rivals parts of Europe. And that's exactly what caught me off guard. Because for the first time on this journey, I didn't feel like I had left the Western world. Here's where it shifted for me. In Johannesburg, I saw Black South Africans everywhere. At the restaurants, in the malls, in the business settings, in the cultural spaces. You hear the language, you hear the music, you feel the energy. It felt local. In Cape Town, it took me over a week to meet someone who was actually from South Africa. Over a week. The people you see walking around, especially in the central areas, are often not from South Africa. So it felt international, which is not necessarily bad, but it's very different. If you're American, you can land in Cape Town and feel comfortable immediately. The restaurants look familiar. The aesthetics feel familiar. The neighborhoods feel structured. It feels like a soft landing. But if you arrive looking for something that feels culturally African, visibly, socially, historically, you may feel confused. Because what you see first is not necessarily what represents the majority of the country. And that realization didn't happen on day one. It built over time. It wasn't until my last day in Cape Town that someone local explained something to me. There is a separation, a visible one. Many South Africans do not live in the areas that most tourists experience. The cultural heartbeat isn't centered in the polished districts. And once that clicked for me, Cape Town made more sense. It's beautiful. It's modern. It's aspirational. But culturally, it's layered differently. Johannesburg felt culturally present. Cape Town felt visually impressive. And those are not the same thing. Cape Town is aesthetic. You look around and you see luxury homes, foreign cars, influence from Europe, influence from America, beaches that look like California, like Miami. It's clean, it's curated, it photographs well. Johannesburg doesn't try to impress you visually the same way. It feels lived in. It feels expressive. It feels like a place where culture is happening, not displayed. I think that's the difference. And as an American traveling across Africa solo, that contrast really stood out. If you are American and you want comfort first, then Cape Town makes sense. If you want a place that feels visually similar to home while still technically being in Africa, Cape Town makes sense. But if you're coming to understand history, to feel cultural presence, to see everyday South African life more directly, Johannesburg might surprise you. The narrative I was given before I arrived did not match my lived experience. And that's why this comparison matters. Johannesburg surprised me. And Cape Town humbled me. And the full Cape Town story, I haven't even told that yet. Because what happened there shifted this entire journey for me and disrupted everything that I thought I knew. So if you've watched my Johannesburg First Impressions video, you already know how that story began. But Cape Town, that's a completely different chapter. And it's coming next. If you're following this Beyond Borders journey, 7 countries in 7 weeks, solo, make sure you're subscribed. Because the contrast between these 2 cities is just the beginning. My name is Financially Free D, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.